I'm not a doctor, and frankly I've never shown any desire to help people in any way ever. But thanks to the Top Gear Grand Tour situation, I've learnt a new medical lesson. If you take a perfectly healthy, if slightly loud and racist person, it isn't a good idea to remove this person's heart and replace it with fistfuls of mashed potato. Nor is it a good idea to thrust that heart into a big pile of money. You just end up with a corpse and a no more entertaining pile of money. Earlier in the year, Top Gear made a new series with a selection box of different faces, and to the almost sexual delight of some of the old fans, it didn't really work. It's worth reiterating because no cunt watched the review. I liked Top Gear for the childish humour and interesting challenges. Whenever some racism was done, I would despondently concede, if you have to appeal to a mass market. I mean, since I have genuinely on multiple occasions heard the awful expression, 2 world wars and 1 World Cup, I'm forced to remember that the market does actually exist, and Brexit was actually quite a telegraphed move in hindsight. To be honest, I don't really know what to think. I mean, the reason Top Gear was so massively panned was because the old fans watched it specifically so they could hate it, and in their minds, if the Grand Tour worked, well, they were all going to stand together and give a collective middle finger to the BBC. You know, that evil corporation that definitely isn't getting fucked over by the government because, you know, free speech is all well and good, but not if you're mean to us. I guess I've kind of answered my own problem. While I was disappointed that the Grand Tour so far hasn't actually worked properly, I can't deny that this was a pretty good outcome for the BBC. Although the Grand Tour was a massive event in TV this year, so many people watched it, which is a good thing. If the company that made it gets this kind of success, imagine the amount of money that'll be ploughed back into the community through their tax payments. Oh. Well, imagine the number of hard workers who'll be given a fair pay rise, or at least improved working conditions. Oh. Fuck you, the BBC, with your ethical treatment of people of any age, at any time, including the 70s and 80s. Oh. Welcome to big companies, everyone, where the little guy gets fucked, metaphorically or literally. Anyway, oh yes, I review TV shows, don't I? The Grand Tour has an incredibly cinematic and actually entertaining opening 4 minutes. Even the very first things they say are perfectly fine. In fact, the first episode is fine. It introduces its pieces in a very tongue-in-cheek manner, as if they're openly mocking their old format. Alright, fine. The American Driver, Conversation Street and Dead Celebrities, great, I get it. A bit on the nose, but Top Gear was described as subtle about as many times as Greg Wallace was described as tolerable. But then things fall off a cliff edge when you realise that these ideas are genuine things that are happening again. You also start to notice that when they talk to each other in the tent, they talk to each other like someone's written their script with a committee. I mean, the original show was probably scripted, but the fact that I say probably means that it was harder to tell, thus more natural, thus better. A lot of people have been whinging about this, going, I don't understand why this isn't working, it seemed like such a sure thing. But calm down, friends, extinguish those torches and crucifixes, and just relax in those pyjamas you're wearing as I explain my theory, which since it's mine, it's right. The company, which shall not be named, sunk a shed-load of cash into this project and will have basically wanted them to have changed as little as possible to keep everyone happy. They'll have been given free rein to do whatever they want, because as we all know, it's the boundless infinity that creates the best art. The problem will boil down to money. The pressure this creates will have forced everyone to keep everything as similar to how it was before, but that immediately means that all they're doing is trying to recapture the lightning in a bottle. And there's the problem. You could put in all the effort possible and you can't replicate a natural look. You'll get close to it, it'll just feel like it's missing something. So while some of the bigger projects are broadly entertaining, the rest of the show is just a bunch of rich people staring around wondering how they actually got there. It's fine, but so far it's not worth the price. Why not donate that money to a homeless person? Or the NHS? Or me? Actually, scratch those first two things. Just me. I'm the only option.